Hey folks, happy Tuesday. We continue our devotional series today, and Tuesday, December 14th. The title that we're looking at is Man of Sorrows, and from the 53rd chapter of Isaiah, verses 1 through 12, the whole chapter. We're going to get right to it because it's a long reading, 12 chapters, and 12 verses, and famous passage. So Isaiah 53. Turn there. Isaiah is right in the middle of your Bible. 53 verse 1. Who has believed what we have heard, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he grew up before him like a young plant and like a root out of dry ground. He had no form or majesty that we should look at him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by others, a man of suffering and acquainted with infirmity. And as one from whom others hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him of no account. Surely he has borne our afflictions and carried our diseases, yet we accounted him stricken, struck down by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the punishment that made us whole, and by his bruises we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have all turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, like a sheep that before its shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth. By a perversion of justice he was taken away. Who could have imagined his future? For he was cut off from the land of the living, stricken from the transgression of my people. They made his grave with the wicked and his tomb with the rich, although he had done no violence and there was no deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him with pain. When you make his life an offering for sin, he shall see his offspring and shall prolong his days. Through him the will of the Lord shall prosper. Out of his anguish he shall see light. He shall find satisfaction through his knowledge. The righteous one, my servant, shall make many righteous. He shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will allot him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out himself to death and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sin of many and made intercession for the transgressors. Now, just press pause. Go back and read that again, and read it again, and read it again. It doesn't take a long time, 2 minutes. And ask yourself, who is this talking about? Now, as Christians, of course, we understand that it's talking about Christ. And in fact, Jesus himself quoted this passage. This passage is quoted often in the New Testament as proof that Jesus was the Jewish Messiah. But what about Jews who don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah? They're using this passage to talk about something that has happened, and they don't believe it's Jesus. Well, one theory in this passage is that they would say, well, no, it's not Jesus. It's actually talking about Israel itself, like the nation of Israel, the promised land. And if you read it in light of that, and you kind of humanize the promised land, that could make sense. But again, of course, as Christians, we hear it as a prophecy for the coming of the Messiah, and that's why Man of Sorrows is that title that's given. Read that again and see how, and of course we know this from Jesus' journey on the cross, how difficult that life was. And so he is a man of sorrows. He carried the sorrow of the world, right? And the death on the cross. So anyways, fascinating passage, one of the most quoted Old Testament passages in the New Testament, and great debate through the years about who the prophet was actually talking about, and kind of fascinating study. So I encourage you, invite you, read it again. The man of sorrows, the one who took all of the iniquity, bore it for the world, and aren't we so thankful that the title we can give to Christ is the man of sorrows and what he did for us. God bless. Have a great day.